All right, so I'm going to be starting on Module 6, Day 4. This whole entire unit is dealing with factoring, solving for solutions of a quadratic expressions. And just to let you know, quadratic expressions are also known as polynomials. And these are our nodes for polynomials. So polynomials means many terms, and we're going to be looking at expressions that have 3 terms. And our A, B, and C are usually numbers. Our A is the coefficient of our quadratic term, so anything that's x squared that is next to it. Our B is known as our linear term, and it's always next to x. And then we have C, which is our constant term, and it's always doesn't have a variable next to it. We are going to be looking at my first think aloud, and it says factor if possible x squared plus 2x minus 24. So the very first thing I want to do is to make sure that everything has a coefficient. If it doesn't have a coefficient, it has a coefficient of 1. But this x squared, it doesn't have a coefficient, but we know it's just 1. As soon as I see that everything has a coefficient, like 1x squared, 2x, and then I have my negative 24, I'm going to be labeling it A, B, C. So I know my terms. At this moment, I'm going to be showing you a tool called the diamond method. It is a way to help me keep things organized, and it helps me find the factors of 1x squared plus 2x minus 24. I'm just letting you know that this is just a tool. This diamond method, all I want to do is put an X on my piece of paper. The way I fill out my diamond method is my A times C is always on the top, and then my B value is on the bottom. So A times C. Well, my A value is 1. And I'm going to multiply it with my C value. 1 times negative 24 does give me negative 24 back. And then my B value is that positive 2. I don't need the X, I just need the number, that positive 2. As soon as I fill these two information out, I want to know what two numbers are going to multiply to give me negative 24, and those exact same two numbers added together will give me a positive 2. So I want to know what these values are going to be, but I first need to factor out negative 24. And when I'm factoring, it means two numbers that will multiply to give me negative 24. For example, negative 1 times 24 will give me 24. A positive 1 times a negative 24 will give me a negative 24. And then I'm going to fast track this so I know all the factors of 24. So I just found out all the factors of negative 24. As you can see, I got negative 2 times 12, 2 times negative 12, negative 3 times 8, 3 times negative 8, negative 4 times 6, and then 6 times 4 times negative 6. These are all of the factors, meaning two numbers that would multiply to give me negative 24. From here, I want to find two numbers that will add up to give me a positive 2. For example, if I were to add the beginning numbers, negative 1 plus 24, that would just give me 23 back. That is not what I'm looking for. I am looking for a positive 2, so I know that wouldn't work. If I went down, I know negative 2 plus 12 will give me a positive 10 back. That's not what I want. So I'm going to look through my list and see which ones, if I were to add them together, would give me a positive 2 back. And I see a negative 4 and a 6. If I were to add those together, I know I would get a positive 2 back. So the numbers that are going to be on the side are negative 4 and a 6. I'm not done just yet. Just because I found out that negative 4 and 6 are two numbers that multiply to give me this negative 24, and when they were added, it'll give me this positive 2. I still need to put it in factored form, and to put it into factor form, I know it's going to be in two binomials. I have x plus or minus a number, and then x plus or minus a number. I'm going to be getting those numbers that we had earlier. That's in our diamond method. The very first one was negative 4, so negative 4. And then I'm going to put, my next number is a positive 6, so positive 6. This right here is my answer. This is my factored form. Just to recap what I did, I did the diamond method. The top should always be A times C, and then my bottom should always be my B value. I needed to factor out negative 24. Once I found out the factors to negative 24, I needed to find two numbers that added together to give me my B value. And we realized that it was negative 24. And we realized it was going to be negative 4 and 6. And those two things are going to be exactly what's inside of my binomials. So I now want you to pause the video and try it on your own. This is the next day of module 6, day 5. We did another day of factoring. So I want you to pause the video. I want you to attempt this one on your own. And then I'm going to be giving you the answers. I'm going to be giving you the answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. All right. So it did say factor out this expression. The very first thing is I made sure that all my numbers or all of my terms had a coefficient. If not, I had the coefficient of 1, and I have A, B, and C. I labeled it just mainly because it does help me set up my diamond method. When I set up my diamond method, I should have gotten a positive 18 on the top and a negative 11 on the bottom. I should have factored out 18. You should have gotten the numbers negative 2 and negative 9, because both of those numbers, when added, would give me a negative 11. So my answer should have been x minus 2 and x minus 9.